Is passion enough? Are skills enough? If passion and skills are all that you need to be successful, why do many people who are passionate about what they are doing and who are also skilled in the same topic still not feel satisfied? Today we're going to discuss this. Let me tell you a story. I called up my cousin a few days ago for his birthday to wish him. He told me that he was doing a great job in America. He was also getting paid really well. However, something was not right. He was passionate about what he did and he had been trained to do this in B school, yet he didn't quite feel great about what he was doing. What was missing and what is the third factor that ensures successful in professional life? Hello everyone, I'm Mansi Agarwal and we are going to be discussing this today.
Wave Beats Music.
Let me tell you about myself. I am an extrovert. I love meeting people, I love being around people. In fact, I gain energy from conversations with people. However, let's say I was interested in marine biology. I went ahead, I studied marine biology. After that, I also became a researcher in the topic. However, would I feel really good? As a marine biologist, maybe my job would not require so much of interaction with people. So even though I would be really successful, maybe my characteristics would pull me back and keep me from feeling really great. So, who you are inside, who you are as a person should really be taken into account in 4 different times when you're working on your career. Number 1, when you're choosing your career. When we choose a career, sometimes we go by the situation, what the situation demands of us. Sometimes we go by what our family and our friends have to say. Sometimes we go by what we feel we're skilled at. Sometimes we choose something that we are extremely passionate about. But it's also important to consider how you're going to feel once you do this job. How will that make you feel? You have to think about whether you like being around people or not, whether you like working under stress or not, whether you're good at crisis management or not, whether you like to have early mornings or late nights, what it is that you are like inside as a person. Even that has a huge role to play, and that should have a huge role to play when you're choosing your career. But now you'll ask me, well, Mansi, I've already chosen my career. I'm already a dentist. I'm already whatever. If you are not satisfied, there's nothing that's stopping you from going and learning. Today, with the internet, each one of us has an infinite amount of resources at our disposal. Use the resources. Go. Learn something that you think might be better suited to who you are as a person. Learn, explore, share, and actually cherish the entire experience of exploring more and understanding more about yourself. Number 2, the second time your characteristics and who you are as a person would be important would be when you're working. When you're working, you're only able to give your best if you feel that you're playing as per your strengths. Let's say I love meeting people, yet if I have to do research closed in a room or closed in a lab, I may not feel fulfilled and I may not feel like I'm playing with my strengths. I may not feel that I'm using my assets and my strengths well enough. In that case, it's very important to actually consider who you are as a person when you're working day to day in your career. Number 3, the third time your characteristics would actually come into play would be when there's a crisis at work. You know, I feel that when we're under pressure, who we are inside gets exposed. It really comes out into the open. For me, when I'm under a lot of pressure, I start sleeping late. I start sleeping less. When I'm under pressure, I start binging. So when you are under pressure, how you handle the pressure also depends on the characteristics inside of you. So, when you're choosing your career, and if you feel that you're not able to handle all the various crises that come in your career, maybe you need to reconsider what you're doing in the first place at all, because it may not be in sync with who you are inside. Number 4, how you perceive success. You know, very often you could look successful to the world around you. People might think you're making a lot of money, you're reaching new heights of fame, and you are doing really well. However, what's most important is how successful do you feel inside? Do you sleep well? Do you feel satisfied and fulfilled by what you do? I studied economics, but now that I look back on my life, I don't think I would have felt so satisfied and so fulfilled by my work if I was, let's say, a professor or a researcher in economics. Which is why it's extremely important to understand that your characteristics not only come into play when you're working, but even they determine your level of happiness and joy after work. So, here's what I believe. If we really want to be and feel successful, three things have to be in sync. What we are skilled for, what we are passionate about or interested in, and who we are inside. If all these three things are in sync, we will certainly not only achieve success, but also be able to cherish and relish it in the right way. I'll tell you what I did about this in my capability as a parent. I have a 6-year-old son. I realized that he's not so much a people's person. He doesn't really like going out and meeting too many people, but he's extremely creative when it comes to the digital world. He does not really enjoy playing so much as he likes making games, which is why I enrolled him in these coding classes by Learnhub. At Learnhub, they promised that the classes would teach my son how to be more logical, how to apply creative skills. But when I saw my son in these classes, I realized that he was not only learning all these various skills, he was also playing with his strengths. His strengths were that he's got a very high need for achievement. He loves being creative. As a person inside, he loves being by himself and creating and making new things with his hands, with blocks, with little colorful pieces of paper and all of that. And this opportunity, learning coding through games online with a very, very amazingly talented and a very helpful teacher, gave him the opportunity to play by his strengths. So, his interest definitely was in learning how to make games and in being creative. He was also getting skilled because at Learnhub they were teaching him how to code and how to make games, and I also realized that this was in line with who he is as a person, as somebody who likes being by himself, as somebody who likes creating with his hands with colors, somebody who likes using logic, and somebody who doesn't really like interacting too much with people outside. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but right now I'm very satisfied with his progress, and I'm also really happy that I'm giving him an opportunity to learn something, to get skilled at something which he truly enjoys even intrinsically because of the person that he is. So, when you're choosing your career, when you're at a crossroad, when you're in doubt, ask yourself, what I'm doing, is this in sync with who I am inside? And the answer will be clear.